Now we get into the Pickem. It's week 5.
You gotta catch up with all these times because I'm dominating.
Listen. Tonight's game is not going well for you. Tonight's game is pushing me back to be
above 500.
I will, at least hit 500 or maybe be above 500, which is good. That's all I care about. And it won't. It's not close, but I'm not like falling out. And the bench warmers, I think they're trolling me. Like I said, they are definitely trolling me and trying to get as many ties, just like the Bengals do. But they're just gonna win on winning percentage alone because they have all these ties. Because I'm sick and like all of the polls. You guys got to keep voting. I love that you guys vote and we're getting more interaction on those. But try and pick a winner at least. Like the Ravens and Broncos was tied this past weekend. The Broncos and Jets were tied last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Those are probably 2 easy ones I could be like. But yeah, 11-5 last week, man.
Possibly 11-5. But the Raiders win tonight.
Still, double digits victories again for me this week.
You cooled off a little bit. It's not 13-2 like last week, but it's damn good. You're 44-19 on the season. Bench warmers are in second place. They went 7-6-3 last week. 34-24-6 on the season, and then I'm bringing up the rear.
Big time, bringing up the rear.
Not by that much. I have the same amount of wins.
10-game lead right now.
Well, yeah, there's 15 games a weekend, Nico. Things can change drastically at the drop of a hat.
All right, you're just falling behind. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I know. I'm like the Chiefs. I'll come back in the second half, maybe. I'm 34-29 on the season. If the Chargers win tonight, which it looks like they're going to, I will be 8-8 and not have to be under 500 for the first time this season, which I'm glad about. But now we get into Week 5 picks. And Thursday Night Football starts off hot. NFC West matchup, the Rams.
Our first actually decent Thursday Night Football game, but between two teams that have a good chance.
Last week's game was entertaining. You can't say that.
It was because the quarterbacks, but it's
the
not.
highest rated Thursday night game since 2018.
Jaguars may win 2 games this year. They've lost 17 in a row.
That's true.
like ever since
week 2 last season. Yeah, since week 2 last season, it's not been good. But the Rams, I mean, the second window killed me. All 3 of my second window games were games that I thought I had in the bag. Like those were not even the ones that I picked out there. And the Cardinals donkeyed the Rams. The Seahawks.
Legit.
Well,
the last unbeaten team now.
The last unbeaten team now. And Kyler Murray's MVP so far through the season.
I know.
He's playing at Yoda level.
And the Seahawks last week surprised some people too with a big win as well.
Maybe they're starting to understand that if they run the ball a little bit, they're actually a decent team.
Yeah.
Chris Carson, when they were beating the Vikings, Chris Carson had 10 rushes in the first half and 60 yards. He ended the game with 12 rushes. He only had 2 in the second half, and they didn't score again. But
the Seahawks just need to figure out their identity. When they don't know their identity, that's when they run into trouble.
So who are you going with?
Tell you
Rams, Seahawks.
The team, I'm going with the team that knows their identity, and that's the Los Angeles Rams.
Listen, Stafford, throw it to somebody other than Cooper Kupp. Like I get Cooper Kupp's most open most of the time. There are other receivers.
Yeah, give it to Robert Woods a few times for fantasy reasons because I have him on my team. Please, I'm begging you. I'm winning a lot of football games, though, I'll tell you that. But for various reasons, I need Robert Woods to get some touches. But I'm riding the Rams because this defense is gonna. I have a bad feeling Aaron Donald may get to Russell Wilson at minimum 5 times.
Yeah.
I am riding the Rams here big time.
I'm going Rams as well. I'm not sold on the Seahawks, and I don't think that they're going to be able to do what they did last week to the Rams. The Rams are too good. Both sides of the ball, the Rams have too much talent, and they're going to be too good for Seattle to even at home. Next game, it's the game that takes place across the pond in the UK, over there in England. The Jets and the Falcons. It's 2 terrible teams, but
it's so kind that they decided to put like 2 of the worst teams in football in the UK game because
7:30
7:30 in the morning. So that way, the only people that have to worry about this game is Calvin Ridley, fantasy owners, that have to wake up early. But besides that, you don't need to worry about messing up a lineup change because somebody got injured at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well, I'm going Jets. I think the Jets are going to beat the Falcons because the Falcons are not good.
Falcons are bad, but like the gooder side of bad. That's weird to say. Look, they were winning last week. They were winning, and they lost the lead again
to a worse team than the Jets just beat.
Yes, but I'm still riding the Falcons because
I know you are because you're against the Jets. I get it,
and it's good reason.
The Falcons have screwed you 3 weeks in a row.
No. I had them 2 weeks ago. I picked them 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not 3 weeks in a row.
Okay.
And I have a 44-14 record.
I get that you don't have to worry about it, but they haven't been kind to you. It's not like the Falcons have done a whole bunch to show maybe I'll be able to win this weekend.
What the Falcons need to do is they need to burn like some steaks, put like a christening or something in the middle of the field to get rid of this 28-3 curse and just get it out of your system, because that's the only thing that'll get this team back to relevance. But I still think they're a better football team than the Jets right now.
I think
there's more talent, and it's not a lot. The Falcons have more talent than the Jets.
I think if this game was being taken place in Atlanta, and you could have had some guys sneak Zach Wilson out to the bars and strip clubs in Atlanta and like corrupt his Mormon mind, but he's going back to England. He's going back to the land of the Puritans. Going back to the land of the Puritans, because he's Mormon, going back to the land where we came from, and there's not going to be any distractions. He's going to churn some butter on the farm. He's going to wake up Sunday morning, or I don't even know when they play technically in England. Whatever they play in England, he's going to wake up, he's going to go out there, fry up some Falcons, and they're going to come home as a 2-2 team.
No, they're not.
I believe that they will. Or 2-3, whatever they're going to be.
That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You have too much faith in that team with your brother.
They screwed me last week. I want to ride the. I'm going to see if I can catch this. I'm going to see if I can catch this wagon here. But I'm going Jets, you're going Falcons. Next game, Packers-Bengals. I am not picking the Bengals. I did put money on the Bengals. They have a plus 140 money line, and like I said,
look, that is very, very respectful. That's so kind for my bookie to do that, because the Packers are going to fucking hammer the shit out of this. I'm sorry. You haven't seen Aaron Rodgers yet. You've seen Big Ben. You've seen a rookie Trevor Lawrence. Who else have you played? You've seen Andy Dalton. Do you want me to go down the list of bad quarterbacks you faced?
We played Justin Fields mostly in that game.
Okay. Either way, 2 rookie quarterbacks.
No, I'm not saying.
The Aaron Rodgers is still that dude.
No, the defense is. If we are to compete in this game, it's going to be a very big shootout. I don't think that the Packers' defense is great. They're better than what we've played so far in the season. I will say that. I'm not saying I don't think that the Bengals will win, but I put money on it just in case, on the off chance that they do. Because
the spread right now is at -4.5. I'll tell you right now.
I'll
give you a sleeper pick. That's one of my ride the slopes, because I guarantee that's going to happen.
I picked the money line so that it would have to be outright. I didn't want to have to worry about the spread, and it's positive odds. I would win $40 back if they end up. And
it was positive odds when it was -4.5. I'm pretty sure too. It was plus 100. -3.5 was plus 100 when I had it too.
I took plus 148 on their money line. I don't know. It's just I'm already invested, so I might as well be even that little bit more invested. But I do think that the Packers. I'm picking the Packers in the Pickem, so I don't think that there's going to be some wild upset.
I'm not going to start the Packers too.
It is at home. That's all I'm going to say. It is at home. Lions Vikings. The next game, NFC North matchup. I'm going with Minnesota.
The Minnesota Vikings. They honestly are probably the best, worst team. That's weird to say, but
they got Adam Thielen and
Justin
Jefferson as their receiving.
Kirk Cousins is fucking balling. It's
very easy.
Look at his stats. I know it's easy the ball with Justin Jefferson Thielen, but Kirk Cousins is playing good football. They're just not winning football games. Their defense has not been good at all.
This past weekend wasn't good for them.
But Kirk Cousins has been playing decent football. Like legit. We shit on him. He can't win a big game. Yeah, he can't win the big game, but he's putting up good numbers. It's not like it's on him. It really isn't. It's on their defense, because they brought in Patrick Peterson, and he hasn't really done a whole lot. That's the only.
There's a reason why they were able to bring in Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is over the hill.
Yeah, so
Patrick Peterson
it's
so
not his offense. It's
over
their
the hill.
defense.
He can't see the hill anymore. But honestly, for me, it's the Lions. Like Dan Campbell should have kicked a field goal when he didn't yesterday. So maybe doesn't understand football situations like I thought he would.
He plays with his nuts rather than his head.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna let them surprise me one week. I'm gonna pick against them. I'm tired of saying that this is gonna be the week where I surprise everybody and pick the Lions and they win. I'm done dealing with that.
And not so fast. I'm picking the Lions. Here we go. You want to know why?
I knew you were going to do that.
I don't know why. Because you know why? Because the run defense for the Lions for the Vikings is not good. And you know what the whole team basically is for the Lions right now? Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. I couldn't tell you who their receiver is, who a receiver is in general.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And like there's the Lions.
It's a disturbance.
They should have beat the Ravens a few weeks back.
It's a disturbance in the force that you're feeling because I'm no longer picking them. They're gonna come back and win now. Because I've been on them. They've been my upset pick for 3 weeks in a row, and it hasn't happened. So now I finally soured on them, and you're like the seasoned gambler that sneaks in. Like the guy sits down at the blackjack table, loses 3 hands in a row, and then you sneak in when the deck gets hot. You're like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna work out. I hope it doesn't happen, but it would be my luck if that is to happen. Next game up, we have the Broncos at Pittsburgh.
Which makes it a little more interesting.
Really, it doesn't because the Steelers are closer to the worst team in that division than we thought.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Broncos win this football game, but number 5 is at quarterback. Drew Lock is at quarterback. I'm saying right now we lose.
I don't think that's it. I don't think it's 100% that you lose if Drew Lock is. Drew Lock can beat Ben Roethlisberger. I think this is the week Ben Roethlisberger is no longer the quarterback of the Steelers.
I said Drew Lock is better. I wouldn't say overall never better than Ben Roethlisberger.
Career-wise, no. But this season,
right now, yes. But you know who's not better than Drew Lock? Drew Lock's not better than T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick.
T.J. Watt played last week?
He didn't, but he's playing this week. That Pittsburgh defense is that good. And I saw this, against this Ravens defense, if you, first of all, Dalton Risner has a good chance he's back. Glasgow's probably hurt again, so you're probably throwing Moody out there again. And you look, Garrett Bowles, motherfucker, had another holding penalty again this week. First time in since the beginning of last year. So
every now and then it's okay. When you're leading the league for 3 years.
When all hell is breaking loose, you have Drew Lock at quarterback, and you're like, fuck, there's a Garrett Bowles penalty to take us out of field goal range again.
That's why it happened, because nobody trusts. We're seeing exactly why Teddy Bridgewater won the starting spot. Nobody trusts Drew Lock.
That's what I'm saying. I'm riding the Broncos here because I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the quarterback. I tell you right now, I think we lose Drew Lock. I'm saying it right now. I almost guarantee it. We talked this game last year is the game that I'm pretty sure it was either Pittsburgh at home or might have been there last year. And we that's where Drew Lock got injured, and that's where we ran into Brett Rippon and Jeff Driscoll and Kendall Hinton. Shout out the number 1 slot receiver now for the Broncos, Kendall Hinton. Yeah, that Kendall Hinton.
I know he's the only slot receiver out there. He's not the number 1 slot receiver.
Yeah, I know he's no for the team right now.
I still wouldn't even.
Deontay Spencer got his shit rocked too. Who's the number 1 slot receiver?
Javonte Williams.
He doesn't even line up out there. He doesn't line up out there.
I'm just saying, Kendall Hinton might start at slot receiver. He's not the number 1, no matter who else is available.
He's the decoy. You throw him out there to fill a spot on the field.
It's a double pass. No, he's really not a quarterback.
No, he's not getting the ball.
He's not a quarterback. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm going to ride the Broncos because I think Ben Roethlisberger gets his shit wrecked still. Because Von Miller, look, for some reason they don't put defensive player props on my bookie. Or a lot of these sporting apps don't have defensive props. They have offensive props, but defensive props are tough to find. Von Miller, 2.5 sacks, take it. If you can find it out there, if my bookie has it and I'm just not seeing it, take it because I think Von could have a big day.
Broncos are plus 105 money line, plus 100 with a 1-point spread.
It's because it's in Pittsburgh, and right now there's an all-point signing to Drew Lock because right now Teddy Bridgewater can't practice on Friday.
I don't know. I think there's also the possibility if Dwayne Haskins does come in and play for the Steelers that he might be able to beat the Broncos.
That's what I'm saying.
Because these receivers I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are better than the Ravens Steelers, or the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers are better than the Ravens wide receivers, and the Ravens wide receivers ran all over the secondary that we talked a lot about.
It's you want to know who beat it? It was Marquise Brown, the fucking speed that he has, and Mark Andrews over the middle.
Chase Claypool is fast too.
And you want to know where that comes from? Not having Darby there, not having Callahan fully healthy, not having starting Justin Stranad because Justin Simmons, who fucking idiots last week from Bleacher Report that had him that we would bench him.
There's a lot of people in Broncos country saying that we would be better off if we didn't pay.
I'll tell you one thing right now. Every single person who's a Broncos fan that's a full cap. That's a lie. That's a full fact because Justin Simmons is the secondary leader to this defense. Behind,
I would argue the best player on the defense.
No, he's not. Von Miller's the best player on the defense, and then I would put Shelby Harris almost there. But Justin Simmons top 3 easily, and I just think it's ridiculous. That the article is stupid. But the Broncos, I'm gonna ride with it because I think Teddy's starting, but Drew Lock starting. I promise you they'll lose. I promise you.
Is there anything better than sweating out a win in the fourth quarter and coming away with cash in your pocket? At MyBookie there is. Make your first deposit and receive double your money before ever placing a bet with MyBookie. That's a dollar for dollar match on whatever you throw down up to $1,000.
Use that extra scratch to get in on all the biggest games of the week, especially this Sunday Night Football matchup, which may be the game of the year, and the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Two of the most explosive offense. You got Josh Allen, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, all going toe to toe. You know it's the over is going to be absolutely fantastic. These defenses are not good, are just not good, and these offenses are going to put up points like no other. And if you needed any other reason to head to MyBookie, celebrate the start of the MLB playoffs, we talked about it. Man, MyBookie is hosting a $20,000 blackjack tournament. I was playing blackjack. I was watching the Monday Night Football game. It's fantastic. It's absolutely free to enter. Just go to mybookie.ag.
Winning season is here, so get in on the game and get to mybookie.ag now. Use promo code BENCH, BENCH, all caps, to get double your deposit bonus. That's promo code BENCH, as you can double your funds to double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right, we're both riding the Broncos again. But bit us both in the butt last week, but we'll see. Next up, Dolphins Buccaneers battle for Florida. South Florida versus Central.
Battle? I told you the Colts were going to beat the Dolphins last week. I told you. Brissett ain't it?
I thought it was a revenge game for Brissett.
It was not a revenge game.
It was not. No, it did not look good. The Dolphins, I got off.
They don't have an identity. That's the problem. There it is. They don't have an identity. Because they think, maybe Tua and Jalen Waddle is the time.
There's a few things that are wrong with a lot of, there's a few teams that I have no clue what I'm going to get each week.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't have an identity. That's why they're running the ball. The Broncos have realized, we're a good defensive football team, and what we got to do is have the offense control the ball. The Dolphins, week by week, you don't know if your defense is going to give up 30 points to the Colts, or if it's going to shut down some other random team.
Score 21 on the Raiders and lose in overtime.
You don't know what you're going to get.
But in all honesty, Tampa Bay should have lost last night.
Yeah, they should have if it wasn't for
And Tampa Bay lost 2 weeks ago to Los Angeles. Tampa Bay is beatable. So, and like I said, Brian Flores, former Patriot assistant, has good success against Tom Brady, or at least is able to keep him in somewhat check. I think the X factor is going to come down to the offensive line for the Bucs is going to demolish this. The only good guy on defense. They have Xavier Howard at corner, and they have Christian Wilkins at nose guard. Those are the 2 players on defense that the Dolphins have. Other than that, playoff Lenny, and it's not playoff time yet, but Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones are going to dice up the Dolphin defense, and then every now and then Antonio Clown is probably going to be open for some kind of shot down the field. But they should be running the ball heavily next week.
I'll say one of the X factors why the Patriots almost lost on Sunday Night Football was no Gronk. O.J. Howard is not Gronk. Cameron Brate is decent, but the dude has stone hands.
Yeah.
You have Gronk, that game may be out of reach. And I think Gronk may be back this week. There's a good shot. And I think
10-point spread, plus 10 for the Dolphins, plus 375 money line.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to roll.
The Buccaneers.
Sorry, wow.
Brady.
Brady. Yeah, that guy. Brady is going to roll over the Dolphins.
All right, Saints, Washington football team. Washington thought they were going to screw me last week, and they ended up giving me a much-deserved win. The Saints, talk about a team not knowing their identity.
I don't know what I'm going to get. Am I going to get the Jameis show from Green Bay first week, or am I going to get what we got against Carolina? I don't know what I'm going to get from this team. And it's almost fun. Because
I don't find it fun. Gambling and losing on
it's an even week, Jimmy. Or it's an odd week, or whatever. Yeah, because
it's an odd week. It's an
odd week. Yeah, it's an odd week. Like I said this 2 weeks ago. Week 1 they played well. Week 2 they sucked. Week 3 they came back and won. It's an odd week. Jameis show, baby. It's an odd week. That's what we're doing. Like I said, it's the San Francisco Giants of baseball. It's an odd week, so the Saints have got to play well.
I don't know.
I tell you honestly, look, he played well on Sunday, and I was very surprised. I was like, man, I don't think this Washington team can be that good, but he racked up the points for Terry McLaurin facing the ball. Please continue to do that. And this Washington team, I thought this defense was going to be so much better than it was. It really isn't. They took a lot of steps back.
I'm hoping that
their GDs have been exposed.
I'm hoping their defense is going to find themselves this weekend. I think I'm picking Washington because the Saints. If I'm not I think that the football team at least knows the way that they're going to be successful. I think they know what they need to rely on, and it's not Taylor Heineke throwing it a whole bunch. The Saints, I think that Sean Payton's so worried about fully unleashing Jameis Winston that he's going to keep him in some weird stance, like some weird in-between place. He's not going to be great, but he's not going to be terrible. Like, he's not throwing 30 interceptions, not throwing 30 touchdowns either. Might throw 10 and 10, 15 and 12. I don't know. I can't. Jameis is too volatile. I've never been able to just.
They're volatile. They lost last week.
Yeah,
they're gonna win this.
I'm not gonna get into this whole dance to where I'm gonna pick them, and every time I pick them, they're gonna lose. I
like dancing, and we're gonna pick them every other week. So I'm running the Saints.
I don't enjoy that as much as you do. So I'm going football team. You go Saints. Eagles Panthers. As good as the Eagles offense did look, I think Jalen Hurts should be given an award for being able to make Nick Sirianni's offense look somewhat workable.
I don't know what you got out for Sirianni ever since the.
He's got balls the size of raisins.
He did nothing to you. He really did nothing to you.
He kicked the field goal 3 separate times inside the Chiefs' 15.
I get that was stupid, but I don't know what you got against it.
He's a terrible coach.
Okay.
He's not good.
I know he's not good, but I think the Panthers are very overhyped without Christian McCaffrey.
They could have beat. I mean, the Cowboys are good. They were still in the game.
I know the Cowboys are.
They lost by 8.
The Cowboys are it though. I got shit for it in the offseason saying that they're the second best team in this division, and in reality, they are far away the best team in that division.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Eagles here because Devontae Smith. Oh man, big brain play by me. I had T. Higgins, AJ Brown, and Chase Claypool all injured this week on my fantasy team. I thought when Devontae Smith, he puts up an 18-piece for me. That's big brain, and I'm riding the Eagles right here for. I don't know why. This is another game. I don't know why I'm picking it, but I'm picking it. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I think Carolina's going to bounce back. I think Carolina is not as good as a 3-0. Like, they shouldn't have been 3-0, but they are better than people gave them credit for. I think
a very good coach.
Matt Rule and Joe Brady are good enough coaches that I still have faith in them.
Joe Brady should be getting head coaching jobs too.
I have no idea how he didn't get one last year.
Look, I know we didn't talk about this with Fangio. Oh man, he's pissing me off. And he look. Some coaches are destined to be good coordinators.
Yeah, I think
Blake Phillips is a prime example. Yeah. And look what he did with the Super Bowl 50 defense. And Joe Brady, I think, needs to be unleashed. So I'm hoping maybe, honestly, we make the playoffs. Fangio is going to stick around, but I would love Joe Brady in Denver. Oh, with Aaron Rodgers? Oh my God. Oh, that would be gorgeous.
I could also use him in Cincinnati because I don't think Zach Taylor should stick around much. And reunite him with the
3-1 says otherwise.
Reunite him with his golden child. Do you remember the last time Joe Brady and Joe Burrow had a
I know, but
collaboration?
3-1 means that your team is keeping your coach.
No, we've
I know you say no.
We've learned,
but if your team is 500, that's what
it was 15 years. It was 15 years. We made the playoffs and never won a single game.
Your team is near 500, like you bet they would be. Then Zach Taylor is sticking around. I hate to tell you that.
If Joe Brady's available, I would make a special exception. Tennessee and Jacksonville. Did the Titans lose?
Please, I don't know.
Is this your last straw with the Titans? Because I think it's my last straw with the Titans.
They lose this game, I'm never betting with them ever again. I'm serious. I've never bet with them ever again.
Shout out Bustin' with the Boys. No free shout outs.
If you lose to the Jets and the Jaguars,
we're gonna have to start charging you for shout outs if you guys lose this week.
If you lose to the Jets and the Jaguars back-to-back weeks, just stop this. End the season. Just trade Derrick Henry. Get rid of Ryan Tannehill. I don't care what. Trade AJ Brown, Julio Jones. They deserve better because that's.
If that happens, I'm putting a whole bunch of money.
And I like this team a lot.
I do. I want to
root for them too. But shit,
they're not even a big market. They're one of those mid-market teams that we just get behind and love. Like 2 years ago against the Chiefs, I was rooting for them in the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
I wanted to see the boys go to the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
Would they have won? Probably not.
I maybe against San Francisco. You never know. But hey, look, just give the ball to Derrick Henry, please. That's all you need to do. If there's one thing you need to do, the Titans' game plan, it should be simple. Okay, halfback dive, halfback stretch, halfback toss, ISO, counter. Okay, maybe we'll spring into play action to Ferguson or AJ Brown. Okay, back to dive, back to ISO. Just fucking every time. You should be dominating the time of possession by 30 minutes. It's a 48-minute game. It should be 40-something to 10 minutes.
60 minutes.
Wow, okay.
Basketball's 48.
Yeah, you're right. 60-minute game. It should be a 50 or wow. No, here's my math.
They should have 60 plays of defense total.
Yes, yeah, they should.
That's a normal game. They should have probably 45. If you're doing your game plan correctly, they should have about 45 plays of offense to choose from. Because you've had the ball for that long. Your defense should be running upwards of 80 plays.
Of those should be runs by Derrick Henry.
You know.
You don't have AJ Brown. You don't have AJ Brown and Julio Jones against this week. That's your only game plan you need. Because the Jaguars defense is worse than the Jets defense that you just couldn't touch apparently. Oh, please don't lose back-to-back weeks.
It would be interesting to see what happens. They are still the favorite, minus 195. It's a 4-point spread.
Very favorable odds.
4-point spread in Jacksonville.
Very, very favorable odds.
Next up, Patriots at Texans. I have the Patriots bouncing back.
This Texans team, poor Tyrod Taylor. If Tyrod Taylor was playing, I would say they cover. But it's Davis Mills and Bill Belichick against a rookie quarterback. That's all you have to say. Bill Belichick against a rookie quarterback.
And his rookie quarterback is starting to figure it out.
And so I'm riding the Patriots 100%.
It's a 9-point spread. Minus 9 for the Patriots.
That's actually pretty nice.
Plus 330 money line for Houston. If you like big money line returns, but I don't think it's happening.
No, that's not gonna happen.
We're both picking the Patriots in that one.
That's pretty easy.
Belichick is going to be licking his lips.
Yeah, but then again, you don't know what Patriots you're going to get. Are you going to get the ones that played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Or are you going to get the ones the week before when McCorkle Jones threw 3 interceptions, just like his good old buddy Zach Wilson?
Honestly, I think we're going to get a totally different Patriots team because they didn't run the ball last night. On Sunday night,
a lot of dump it down.
They had minus 6 yards rushing, so they weren't, and that's credit to the defensive line that the Bucs have. You can't really run with
and also Devontae David and Devin White. That's more kudos to them because you can't run the ball.
Their offensive line weren't able to move Vita Vea. Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh just stood there.
You try to run the football against the Buccaneers, you're gonna have a bad day. Let's just put it that way.
Unless you have a nasty offensive line or Derrick Henry in the backfield, I don't think it's going to go well. Bears and Raiders. I think this one's going to surprise you. I'm picking the Bears.
Are you sure Justin Fields starting this week?
No. I'm never sure Justin Fields is starting.
Are you sure?
Matt Nagy's never made me sure of anything. I'm not sure in Matt. I'm putting faith in the fact that Matt Nagy truly did give up play calling responsibilities. Because he hinted that he did, and if he did, like normally what happens is he says I gave up play calling responsibilities, Bill Lazor comes in and they win, because Bill Lazor is a competent play caller, and then Matt Nagy tries to come back and take it over and they end up sucking again. I'm putting faith in the fact that Bill Lazor's calling plays, and I think that the Raiders are finally going to become the Raiders that we know. Like the first 4 weeks of the season, oh boy, look out, it's Las Vegas.
Hey, the Raiders are almost about to backdoor cover. Plus 3.5.
Yeah, it's making me nervous. It's the start of the fourth quarter, and they're down by 7. They were down by 21 at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I'm going to ride the Raiders here because I think the AFC West is that good. Yeah, I'm saying that the AFC West is that good. I think every single team in this division is playoff caliber. Because right now, look, there was conversation on altitude because I listened to Mosier and Lombardi every morning. They were like, okay, they asked for the 4 weeks straight, like, who's the worst team in this division? You could easily say the Broncos. Probably a good chance it's the Broncos or the Raiders. right now, and you could argue the Chargers. But the worst team in the division, or statistically wise right now, is the Chiefs. Because based on schedule or whatever, they're the worst team in the division. But you think, well, okay, if the Chiefs still have an easy schedule, play the Bills, like we said, play the Bills this weekend, they could fall to 2-4. That's a hole. Even for the Chiefs, that's a hole. And
that's probably
the Raiders may be in conversation where if they start pulling off some stupid games, and like the Broncos have been, winning records, there's a chance that the worst record in this division could be 500 or one game under 500 because we can't go 500.
I mean, the AFC West has done a lot better than I was expecting this season. I thought that the Chiefs and Chargers were going to be really good, but the Raiders have surprised me. I don't know. It's just a feeling. This is my feeling that I have. And my feelings have been wrong most of the season, but I'm going to continue to. If I don't pick with my gut, what do I really have, right? I spent years honing it as an offensive lineman, so I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going Bears, you're going Raiders. Next up, Chargers hosting the Browns. Cleveland had a tough game.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the games that they wouldn't win before.
That's a gritty, yeah.
That's a gritty win that you played terribly, but you gritted out a win. And you know what team doesn't grit out wins? Like we're seeing on Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Hey, I'm hoping that they still pull this thing off.
Also, look, watching Monday Night Football before we started recording, obviously, the Chargers fan base, I know 2 Chargers fans, which is honestly very, very surprising. But they have a generational type quarterback in Justin Herbert that could be an absolute animal, and no one talks about that because their team doesn't own the rights to their stadium solely because first of all that's the Rams stadium right now, and that stadium SoFi Stadium on Monday night was filled with Raiders fans, and that team doesn't play in California anymore.
No, they don't.
When they were playing San Diego, that stadium was filled in orange. They play 17 away games a year. I'm serious. There's not a single game on the schedule where I can say the Chargers will have home field advantage. It's serious. Fact of the matter is. And at home against Baker Mayfield, who hasn't looked very good, but who has looked good, Kareem Hunt was kicking into the 4-wheel drive, and Nick Chubb. That's all I gotta say. And this defense, my God, I know I had to do it. This defense, Myles Garrett, oh my gosh. Myles, like I said, I say it every.
Myles Garrett's really getting into the swing of things, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got one and I had to get one back.
They found what makes a good team win Super Bowls.
Kevin Stefanski.
Well, not just Stefanski. Edge rushers and decent DBs.
The coach that knows
Clowney,
the team that you
Garrett. There's a reason why the Buccaneers were so successful last year with Shaq Garrett and Sue. And now you have Garrett and Clowney. That's a core. You have 2 edge rushers. When I was watching this on Sunday with the Broncos game especially, they were throwing double teams, chipping Von Miller every play. That's because there's no faith in Malik Reed on the other side. There's a reason why 2 edge rushers get you far. Yeah. And right now, I'm hammering the Browns because this defense is honestly just eye-popping to me.
Myles Garrett's what David Clowney was supposed to be. Myles Garrett is a legitimate cheat code. He glitched on Monday night, or on Sunday night. Yeah. He glitched. He was like in one spot and then showed up in a different one, and I didn't see him take any steps. He's an absolute alien. We're both going Browns in that game. Next up, Giants and Cowboys. The Giants, who would have thought they would win a game in September, right?
Well, I mean, everybody thought they'd win the division, including you.
I didn't think they'd win the division. I thought they'd finish second behind the Washington football team.
No, I can pull up the stat. You had Giants 1, Washington football team 2. Yeah, because I got shit for it. Yeah, I'll pull it up. Go ahead. Okay. Pull it up. I know you had the Giants.
You remember what episode that was?
I don't. Yeah. But we put predictions.
Figured it out. Yeah, I know.
You said the Giants because of their defense.
I thought that they would finish second in the division. I'm pretty confident.
I'm pretty sure you said number 1. Because I said Washington football team.
No, I said football team too. Where we differed was I had the Cowboys behind the Giants. You had the Cowboys in front of the Giants. I had the Cowboys behind.
I swear, I thought you had the Giants.
No, I would not. I'm stupid, but I'm not that dumb. That's the thing. That's why I have trouble. We'll have to settle it probably another time.
But like I said, I'm riding the Cowboys because I think this team is that good still. That's the best team in the division. The best team in the division. And they're feeding Zeke. They are feeding Zeke. Look, we didn't see it week 1, and they almost pulled off an upset against Tampa Bay, and now here we are, week 5, and they are finally kicking a full gear. Like, look, Trayvon Diggs, dog. Absolute dog.
Micah Parsons.
Oh my, Mike Parsons, dog. They finally got some animals on the defense side of football where they can rely on.
Micah Parsons is the biggest thoroughbred freak. Micah Parsons is to the linebacker position what Myles Garrett is to the defensive end position. Like if you were just going to design a guy in Madden and boost his sliders all the way as far as you can, that's exactly what they did. That's what God was doing when he created Micah Parsons. And then everybody else that played him was like, that's not fucking fair, dude. You can't be 6'4" and run a 4.3. That just isn't possible. 6'4", run a 4.3. Oh, and by the way, you're 230 pounds.
Oh, like I said, Mike Parsons is just unbelievable. Like it's one thing where you look at this defense, you're like, well, they're young, but you know what? This offense is that explosive where it doesn't matter. Like the defense, Trayvon Diggs is just having field days against quarterbacks. And 5 interceptions, there's a reason for it. He's just an absolute ball man.
The Cowboys are very similar to the Bengals, where they've built up their receiving core around a very young quarterback who's proven that he's good. And I mean, C.D. Lamb as going along with the kid Michael Gallup from CSU.
Gallup, Cooper, C.D. Lamb, like Dalton Schultz also looks very good too.
And with a guy like Dak Prescott, it's just a winning recipe. I'm surprised I didn't catch up on it, but I think it's probably because they were on Hard Knocks. And
that's
on Hard Knocks, everybody looks absolutely atrocious. But we're both going Cowboys in that matchup in the NFC East. 49ers, Cardinals. I think I'm done disrespecting the Cardinals. I've been wavering on them. Like they're my one team that I waffle on a good portion of the time. I'm going with the Cardinals to beat 49ers. It's at home. I think the 49ers will bounce back and play better, but Kittle's banged up. Not sure how well he's going to play. This might be Trey Lance's first start, and I think Trey Lance will be good. But in his first start, I don't know. He's going up against a very talented defense: J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, Isaiah Simmons, Budda Baker.
The defense is very good. I'm going to go with San Francisco here because San Fran, like they surprised me a lot last week. Trey Lance, dude, look, Kyle Shanahan just needs to unleash him. That could be this generation's Brady Belichick. I'm saying this is very early, I know, but Kyle Shanahan's great football mind with Trey Lance's ability to be a Patrick Mahomes type player. That is a recipe for success and for absolute animal. And I don't know. Look, Cardinals aren't going to go undefeated. I think this division is still up for grabs. I think it's still the Rams division to lose, but the Cardinals are obviously playing very well to start. But I'm going to go with the 49ers here because I think with Juice Check there as well, Deebo Samuel and Trey Lance. If you're looking for a receiver to trade for Deebo Samuel in Fantasy Football League because Deebo Samuel is going to be his number one option, especially without George Kittle.
5.5 point spread for that game, plus 5.5 for the 49ers. So it's interesting. I think that Vegas is also starting to take Arizona a little bit more seriously. Like I said earlier, I wasn't blowing smoke. Kyler Murray, if the season ended this week, Kyler Murray's the MVP.
Also, here we go.
Oh, you did fine.
Giants first, Washington football team second. Yep, I knew. Yep. I told you because I was like, there's no shot the Giants win this game.
Honestly, I was also still thinking that everybody was going to be under 500 in that division. So the Giants might still end up winning. They almost won the division last year at 6-10.
Yeah,
they started.
That's not going to happen with the Cowboys and how they're playing.
The Cowboys, come on, it's the Cowboys. The Cowgirls fall apart every now and then.
That's true.
Bills and Chiefs Sunday night football matchup. This is our MyBookie promotional matchup that we talked about.
This game is going to be so good. This game is going to be so much.
Is this as good as
this has Rams Chiefs all over it. It has Brandon all over it. Except instead of Jared Goff, we have Josh Allen. Oh my gosh, this game could be 65-60.
Rematch of the AFC Championship.
This honestly, there's I'll say it a little too early, but there's a good chance we could see that again this year. The Bills came off of an absolutely astounding win over the Houston Texans because the Texans don't know what they're doing right now with their team, and the Bills just know what they want to do. And Josh Allen didn't even need to slink that much. They relied on Moss and Singletary as well, and they said, you know what, we're just going to beat you however we want and just slice and dice. And this Chiefs team, which were losing to the Philadelphia Eagles at one point, I don't know what I'm going to see from the Chiefs team. I don't know what I'm going to get because this defense is that bad. This defense is top 5 worst in the league. Like Tyrann Mathieu is not that anymore. Chris Jones is not that anymore. They don't have any linebackers. Their DBs are trash. And they don't have anything. Their offense is good enough to win you a lot of football games, though. There's no doubt about that. But when you play an offense as good as the Bills, this is where it differs.
I'm interested to see because this Chiefs defense, I think they have been playing that bad. But this is the same Chiefs defense that they pretty much had their entire run that they've had with Patrick Mahomes. They're bad at the beginning of the season. They somehow figure out a way to tighten up down the stretch, and nobody beats the Chiefs. The last few seasons, the last game that they've lost is in like October. Nobody really beats the Chiefs in November and December. And Andy Reid, shout out Andy Reid, first coach to have 100 victories with 2 separate franchises. Now with Philadelphia and Kansas City, he's a legend, former offensive lineman, so I like to give him credit. Future Hall of Famer, I'm going to put that out there as well. I'm going Buffalo. I obviously think that Buffalo's going to win the AFC, so I think that this is going to be that stepping stone they need to take. But I also think